Hello everybody, it's GirlGotGame, and welcome back to Steam Prison Beyond the Steam. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a month, maybe more, since I've played this game. But we're finally back, and it is Jereme's turn to shine. So I skipped through all the prologue stuff, for the most part, until we meet the king again. So, here we go. Let's do this.
Excuse me, your highness. I've brought the individuals we spoke of.
There he is.
Thank you.
So he's the king. This whole room seems to reflect his majesty. A high throne in the center of the room towered over everything. The man seated in it scarcely seemed human. Marble pillars stretching all the way to the ceiling supported the throne from behind, each one adorned with delicate gold ornamentation. There was a row of soldiers stationed in the room, their demeanor tense. Their bronze armor was engraved with representations of their various gods, and the authority of the king was apparent in its unique brilliance. The servants bowed in the direction of the throne to show their respect to the king. Each was dressed in brightly colored robes that complemented the colors of the room. They stood proudly with their shoulders back, wearing jewelry intricately decorated with precious stones. The nation of Cainabel itself, its people, and its history were all on display in this one room. But the king was the center of it all, tying together everything else. His presence commanded attention, and I could tell he stood as a symbol of their nation. But why is there only one? Ulrik's report said they had two kings here. Maybe the situation didn't warrant having both of them present. Or maybe it's because we showed up unannounced. Eltcreed was the first to break the silence. Displaying the utmost confidence, he looked directly at the throne and gave a fearless smile.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, King Jereme. I am Eltcreed Valentine, a humble wanderer. I detest lies. Speak the truth, Kesharak. Oh, but I do. In this nation of Cainabel, I am a mere vagrant. But indeed, I also represent a country from beyond the fog. Our advance party is greatly indebted to you, King Jereme. I have brought a gift to express my gratitude. Please do me the honor of accepting this.
Eltcreed lowered his satchel to the floor and took his time opening it for dramatic effect. Then he pulled out
a tea set. Correct. However, there is something that makes this one particularly unique. I can throw it against the floor like this, yet it remains intact. It's a marvelous type of tableware that can be used safely by anyone, from a toddling infant to a clumsy individual like myself. In Liberalitas, that's the region I manage, it can be found in any home and purchased freely in any shop. If you desire, I'm prepared to share the manufacturing process with you, as long as certain conditions are met. I happen to think it holds much more appeal than a few trifling jewels you would just as soon sweep away. What do you think? Impressive. Make arrangements for these outsiders as you did for Ashmore Lavalle's Jevite.
At once, sir.
And as for you all... A moment, if I may, King Jereme. Considering this rare opportunity, won't you spend a bit more time speaking with us?
Eltcreed?
Don't you think it strange that I have only introduced myself? Not to mention, you display a great deal of tolerance for a stranger who's only told you his name. But I suppose you must be quite busy, so I'll get right down to business. If I shared every one of my titles, we would be here for 1,001 nights, so I will spare you 90% of them and tell you simply that I'm a politician. And this is Saint Yune, a revered individual who is regarded as an object of worship by a great many of our people. That's just the sort of heavy-handed introduction you would give. An object of worship? You mean a living god? No, I'm no god. I was human once, but now I'm just a relic of a bygone era. It is not my intent to get involved in this country's religious affairs, so I would appreciate if we didn't talk about me any further. I'd rather not be responsible for an incident. Yes, what he said. Who should I introduce next? I know! This fine young man is Ines Heinrich Heine, a police officer. In this country, I believe you call them soldiers. Ines Heinrich is his given name, and Heine is his family name.
You didn't leave much for me to say, did you? I am Ines Heinrich Heine. Why do you have a soldier with you?
For personal protection. I'm certain you can agree that it's dangerous to travel unarmed. By the way, Cyrus over there is also one of our guards.
A female soldier.
Okay, and we've never done this yet. I've always let Eltcreed do the talking, but Jereme would appreciate us being forthright, so here we go. There it is. I should speak for myself. Indeed, Your Highness. People often overlook me where I come from, but this merely gives me an advantage over my opponents. My name is Cyrus Testella. I am a rather accomplished sword fighter.
Are occupations not restricted by gender in your country?
Well... I cast a quick glance in Eltcreed's direction. He shook his head slightly, as if telling me to answer in my own words. I'm not well versed in our nation's politics, so I can't say for certain, but I believe people can do anything they set their minds to. That said, my field is mostly dominated by men.
I see. I've never heard of such a custom. How interesting.
That concludes our introductions. Is there anything I can clarify for you? I'm prepared to answer whatever questions you may have, King Jereme.
I have none.
I see. Well, in that case, I have one. Actually, three, if you would indulge me. Question 1. Is an audience with King Jevite possible? Additionally, will we be able to reunite with our advance party?
No to both.
That's not good.
I see. Might I inquire as to the reason? I can't say I'm surprised, but I would like to know the details.
You talk too much. This one forgets himself.
No matter. They will find out sooner or later, so it is better not to hide it. King Jevite is currently receiving medical treatment, following an attack by an unknown assailant. Your countrymen are being held as suspects. Meeting with them is impossible at the moment. Bringing unnecessary suspicion upon yourselves would hinder your expedition, would it not? Do not worry. You are all Ashnoir Lavalis Jereme. You'll be treated as honored guests. I believe that is what Jevite would want.
Wonderful. Last question. What is Ilia Uiska Vasis?
Where did you hear that?
The soldiers who came to our aid in the desert spoke those words to us. They seem to be fishing for a reaction. Is it a password of some kind?
That phrase is slanderous in the language of another country. You would be wise not to repeat it, unless you wish to bring misfortune upon yourselves.
Understood. That information is greatly appreciated.
That went well. Alright. And now we got our own place. So I will fast forward a bit, because I think Jereme keeps himself a lot of the time, but his main story is interesting and pops in eventually, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, getting a Jereme point of view here, I believe. Starting to make inroads into his story.
You're still here, my king.
I cannot seem to fall asleep. What's the situation?
Unchanged. Grendel continues to send envoys to our neighboring countries. They have even occupied the border zones.
Savages.
I couldn't agree more. We've strengthened the palace's defenses to prevent infiltration by spies, but... Are you certain it was wise to grant entry to those suspicious outsiders today? Especially with King Jevite indisposed, it doesn't seem...
There are only 4 of them. Tensions are not so fraught that we cannot accommodate 4 people. At least for now. Ruling a country is about more than wars and territorial disputes. Our duty is to protect the peace for those who live within our borders. Even soldiers have lives and families. Living in a desert makes trade a necessity. If we wall ourselves in, our country will suffer and ultimately fall. Maintain the defenses on our borders, but treat the travelers as you have been.
At once, Your Highness. It will be hard on the men, but I'll let them know.
Yes, this situation has been hard on all of us. My ineffectiveness has caused nothing but trouble.
I'm so curious if we're gonna stay behind this time with the king. Instead of him... I mean, he obviously can't leave, right? Unless he's like, yeah, Jevite, you can be the king, which would be wild. I decided to stretch my legs a little in the courtyard before going to bed. Is this Eltcreed or Jereme? I can't remember. A brightly lit fountain was shimmering gently, water droplets glistening in the light. It looks completely different here at nighttime.
Has that fountain grabbed your attention?
It is Eltcreed. Okay, Eltcreed, I love you, but not right now, okay? I'm gonna fast forward again. I'll see you guys in a bit. Ah, apparently the next morning the game's like, something new is afoot already. Several days after our arrival in Cainabel, I had been given permission to interview King Jereme and was waiting for our scheduled appointment outside the entrance to the throne room. How interesting. Okay. I hope these questions are all right to ask. Some of them were personal inquiries, while others had already been covered in Ulrik's report. I had been planning to omit those ones, but Eltcreed urged me to leave them in. This whole interview was his idea. I was nominated to conduct it because I was the least threatening member of the group. I don't know how to feel about that, considering I'm supposed to be a bodyguard. I was still honored to help out in a capacity that didn't involve swinging a sword. More than anything, I was thrilled to have this opportunity to ask the king my questions directly. The subject was a busy man. I probably wouldn't get a chance to ask everything. But it's not every day you get the opportunity to speak face-to-face with the leader of a foreign country. I need to make this count. I heard the door to the throne room open and hastily looked up. All right, here we go. Oh! King Jereme.
Yes. I was informed you wished to speak with me.
Right. Thank you so much for setting aside your valuable time.
You may spare me the empty rhetoric. Come in.
All right. Did you answer the door yourself? To your throne room? Like, you can come in. Okay. I feel like I've stumbled right out of the gate. I followed King Jereme, worried I had already made a bad impression. Where are we going?
You'll see when we arrive. This way.
Okay. I followed his instructions as the king ascended the stairs leading to his throne. I could practically reach out and touch it. I hope he doesn't get mad that I'm so close. Even though I was only doing as I was told, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was messing up somehow. He walked past his throne to an adjacent open space without once looking back at me. This part of the room wasn't visible from the lower level, hidden behind several layers of curtains. There was a servant posted.
Your Highness, she isn't permitted.
It's fine. Let her pass.
Yes, sir.
The servant drew back the curtains, revealing a narrow door wide enough for a single person. A second servant appeared from the other side of the door to greet us. What? Yo, Jereme, what? I feel like I went back to Crimson Flower all of a sudden. Okay, secret passage behind the throne. Seems to be a favorite. I heard the door latch shut behind me the moment we were both through, which caused me to spin around instinctively. There's no way out. The corridor was long and narrow, with no windows and nowhere to go but forward or back.
This would be the perfect opportunity to attack me.
King Jereme's words caused me to look down. I realized I had unconsciously placed my hand on the grip of my sword. Please, forgive me. When I saw there was no way out of here,
Just being vigilant. So, that sword isn't merely for show. I can tell from your forward posture that you're used to carrying it. You're a soldier by trade, if I remember. If you were brought along as a bodyguard, then that must be proof of your ability. One supposes.
I'm surprised. You've been keeping a close eye on me. I'm going to put some distance between us. That way I won't seem so threatening.
You may do as you wish.
King Jereme said as he started walking again. He didn't betray any anxiety as he kept his back to me, seemingly defenseless. This is how a king behaves. He's calm, just like Saint Yune. I suppose that's required of a leader from time to time.
The guards are particularly alert while King Jevite remains under medical supervision. Don't do anything that would arouse suspicion. We would all prefer to avoid any trouble.
Right. Thank you for the warning. Perhaps it would be better to schedule this for some other time then?
Don't act as if it would be so simple. I cannot speak for you, but I have a great deal of work to attend to. The previous king used to say, treat each day as if it will never come again. Today is fine.
I understand. Thank you for making time for me in your busy schedule.
History is written by the victors. The circumstances of their triumph are rewritten to suit their convenience, while truth and morality are lost to time. Your perspective is appreciated. If our conversation today results in a record of our country's existence, then making time to speak with you will have been worth it.
That puts an awful lot of pressure on me. I'm a little nervous.
Only a little. There's no problem then. Most would keep their heads down and not even look at me.
Not this girl. Ah, so that's how you get to this place. I see. Where are we?
My private quarters. No one ever comes here, so conversation is easier than in the throne room.
Of course. Thank you for the consideration. King Jereme nodded silently. He didn't seem to be one for chit-chat. Well, let's get straight to it then. Sometime later. I see. I never thought of it that way. The interview was going much better than I'd expected. His responses were brief but elegant. And his answers all line up with what King Jevite said in Ulrik's report. I wondered if having two leaders with conflicting opinions ever prevented anything from getting done. But it seemed King Jereme was in charge of internal affairs, while King Jevite oversaw national defense and the military. They had a shared vision of the future, and complemented one another in their respective duties. Their two-king system was like a microcosm of our legislative assembly. He said the servants play a role as well, but it's still pretty impressive.
Forgive my noticing, but...
Yes? What is it?
I feel as though you can predict my answers. You seem to know how I'm going to respond before I speak.
Well, that's because of the advance party. I don't know everything. But they asked King Jevite some of these same questions.
I see. And what are your thoughts?
What do you mean?
Concerning my younger brothers, King Jevite's abilities. Do you believe he is fit to be king? Or not?
I don't know if I can say just from their report. I've never even met him before.
I see.
What about you, King Jereme? What is your evaluation of King Jevite? He's not responding. Maybe that wasn't an appropriate question. I'm sorry. Please forget I said anything, King Jereme.
I don't know. I don't know him well enough to answer that question.
He doesn't know? His own brother? I hear something rustling. King Jereme silently rose from his seat and walked to a corner of the room. He pulled back a small curtain near his feet to reveal... Pardon? A cat? Yeah, you know what? You do strike me as a cat person. The animal let out a short cry before jumping into his arms. Stop, you're not, are you? Oh my god. How do I... Oh... It's so cute! Oh no, I'm gesturing wildly again, but it's so cute! I love it. It used its front legs to awkwardly clamber up over his clothes, eventually perching on his shoulder. I wondered if that was its usual spot. The cat rubbed its cute, chubby face against King Jereme's cheek. I didn't realize you had cats in the desert. It's a little different from the ones we have in the Heights.
Different how?
It's larger, and it has a distinctive meow. I've also never seen a coat pattern like that before.
I wonder if they're separate species then. But we call these cats too. This one has restricted use of its back legs. She can never return to the wild.
It sounds like he found her injured and took her in. I wonder what happened. He was a man of few words, but perhaps he had a gentle heart.
Why are you staring? Does she interest you?
Ooh. Gosh. I don't really want to, overstep and pet the king's cat. Also, she's, like, more interested in him in this moment. I feel Cyrus is very straightforward. I feel she would just say, eh? Hey, let's go. No, not particularly.
That is for the best. Desert cats are wary of people. This one has no affection for anyone but me.
Fair.
It was quite some time before she warmed up to me.
I see. Are you fond of cats, King Jereme? Your eyes seem softer than usual when you look at that one. Although this is only our second meeting, so I guess I don't really know what counts as usual for you. King Jereme silently removed the cat from his shoulder and placed her in his lap. Then he brought his hand to her chin and scratched it with his thumb.
I like cats. They're honest, and they don't boast or criticize. I much prefer them to people.
Valid. He seemed to be thinking out loud rather than responding to my question. I felt like I had caught a glimpse of his true personality. A cat dad. Yay! So cute! Oh, okay, hello. Yes? What do you have to say at this juncture?
You were asking my opinion of Jevite. I placed the cat on the floor before returning to my seat. He is gifted. Gifted in a way that I am not. He possesses many talents I can only aspire to. I think I may envy him. I cannot say for certain. But certainty is a luxury, and one I cannot afford. All I can do is forge ahead through the uncharted desert.
I feel like he was talking to himself there.